2-year-old child on a windowsill? And would you seat them in a car seat that's not the correct one? Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. More info at safercar.gov/the right seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. How do you do?
Well, I think I'm doing all right, but apparently I'm stressed.
You're stressed?
Apparently I am. I am stressed.
This is the face of stress?
Well, I handle it very well.
Apparently.
I handle it very well. Although my husband says, I haven't done this for a long time though. He used to say I was like a volcano. I would just kind of keep it all like buried underneath and let it just rumble, rumble, rumble. And then one day I would just erupt over the silliest of things. Right? And it's the little things that tend to send our day off into a tizzy. Sure. You know, not usually something big, but maybe you just can't get your email to work. We were doing I do a weekly TV or a little video production called Positively Living. And this morning, Daryl, who is my little host on that, we couldn't get the screen to shift from vertical to horizontal.
Okay, yep.
You know, you're supposed to just turn your phone.
Right.
And you just flip your phone and it goes from vertical to horizontal. But it wouldn't work.
Playing along,
Tried it. And it's those little things. Well, I get an email from our friends Bob and Gail Snyder from Loveland Insurance.
Love Bob and Gail.
And yeah, we call them Bob and Gail.
Bob and Gail.
They came to Mexico with us and they are dynamite. They handle our insurance, but they said if you're feeling stressed out, you're not alone, that most of us have some level of stress, and some level of stress is okay. It's actually a motivator. It pushes you forward. It challenges you. It encourages you. It kind of fires you up a little bit, and a little fired up is always good.
Really?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. You know, some amount of stress is good. I don't know. And I don't know what the tipping point is, and I think it's probably different for everybody, but too much stress can lead to really bad stuff. Headaches, chest pain, fatigue, upset stomach, sleep issues. I mean, the list goes on and on. Really, mess with your immune system. So they sent out an online tool from Kaiser Permanente that helps you gauge how much stress you're under and where it's coming from.
Okay.
So because I always love a good online tool, went and took the little stress test, and I sent it to you, Eric. Did you take it?
I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
And do you have high stress?
Do.
You do? I do too.
Does it come as a surprise?
No. You're having high stress because you kind of wear it a little more. You just around me, probably not around everybody else, but I get to see it.
Okay.
So, but I think I can't possibly have high stress until I'm reading through the list. And, something bad happened to your house recently? Yep, the basement flooded. Have your kids moved away for some reason? Yep, 2 of them are in Florida. Have you had a shift here? Have you had a shift there? And I'm like, yep. Wow. Geez. Yep, that too. Yep. And as I'm going through, I'm like, wow. Huh.
So on the scale of low stress to high stress, where'd you come in?
High stress.
And on that high stress, are you in the halfway of the bar, or are you?
I'm a little on the really high stress side.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And here's what it says. You have high stress.
Yes.
Take action now to reduce and manage your stress.
Stabilize the amount of changes in your life and avoid unnecessary stress.
Evaluate how you communicate, how you manage your commitments, and prioritize your time.
Make stress-reducing lifestyle choices a priority.
And then this is my favorite. Exercise or
seek therapy. Yep.
So
the good news is you and I are right there doing it together.
Just know that you're taking advice from 2 very high stressed out people who Kaiser Permanente recommends we seek therapy. But here are some effective ways take it in stride and not let any one thing ruffle me too much. But this is where the volcano shows up. I have got 27 stressors going on in my life right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow. There's your warning. Exercise. They say for many people, exercise is one of the best ways to manage stress, and walking is a great way to get started. This week, I had decided I was going to start doing yoga pretty much every morning, and pretty much I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
So just FYI. However, I did go.
You're right. She's going to blow.
I did go to Orange Theory. And I love my Orange Theory workouts, and I think they're probably the only reason I haven't fallen over from stress so far. So thank you to Orange Theory, but I'm down to about once a week going to Orange Theory because I keep scheduling stuff in my workout time.
This music is only going to build to a climax and a crescendo, and you've got to blow.
Acknowledge your feelings, keep a journal, or talk about it on the radio. Can be a very good, helpful way in managing stress. Seeking a professional therapist during times of severe stress can also be very helpful as well. Do something enjoyable. And I was thinking that just as I was leaving the gym today, I thought, I need to do something fun.
Right.
But I keep doing something fun, but it's just in these little bursts.
It's not the kind of fun you need.
Apparently not. Volunteer work or work that helps others, they say can be a great stress reliever. Here's the thing. Angel doesn't need more things to do.
Right.
Hobbies can help too. When you have a demanding life, though, it can be difficult to justify setting aside times for things like reading or even coloring in an adult coloring book. Here's where I think an adult coloring book is I have had, usually my weekends are my me time, my self-care time.
Right.
But I have filled my last 4 weekends really, 5 weekends in a row with conferences.
Yeah.
And so
business related.
All business related. And it probably can even go back. Angel needs to take a break.
You need to learn ways to relax, like that yoga class or breathing and muscle relaxation exercises, or get a weekly massage.
So pressure. While we were in Mexico, I got to do yoga every day. I loved that. But of course, now I'm back into work 3 weeks in. I am getting a massage this weekend. I've got it scheduled. Nice. It's on the books.
There you go.
And I don't have a whole lot going on this weekend. I shouldn't try to catch up with all the stuff I'm behind on the weekend.
Says you should try aromatherapy. We did that in the elevator.
That was gross. There was a man. There was a man, and I thought. And when poor Eric, we got off the elevator, and I'm like, is that you?
Oh.
He's like, please, I hope not. I'm like, no, it isn't. It left when the man left, but.
Not before the sniff test. Is that you?
Is that you? I did. Poor guy. Poor guy. But chores, noise, family, kids, work, changes in your financial situation, changes from the kids, changes in personal relationships and friendships. There's so much that we are dealing with. And like I said, a little stress is okay. But if you are at the point of anxiety or not sleeping well, I didn't sleep well 2 nights in a row.
There it is.
I need to breathe. Maybe some yoga during the show.
All right.
You want to know what our kindness act of the day is?
I would love to know what our kindness act of the day is. Because I'm about ready to go downward dog all over.
Can I see that?
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
I think that we do. I'm going to take pictures and post it. I said to somebody over
the weekend, I said, what? I got your downward dog right here. I'll go downward dog all over you. And I got funny looks.
I'm like, what does that mean?
Nobody knows, but it was funny to me.
So we should do some live yoga during the commercial break and videotape that. That could be fun. That could help us to relax.
Our friend Robertson says this from a new look at counseling service. He says, well, stress is the enemy and not a friend to me. One thing I see is to be easygoing, throwing down, sit back, watch my life flowing, and knowing life but it is but a dream. That's plain 311. All right, what's our kindness act of the day before we have to go?
Eliminate your excuses and help your friends eliminate their excuses too.
Very nice.
One of the things that this one is actually brought to you by our friends over at Business Breakthrough Mastery Boot Camp and Reunion. Gary Barnes Business Breakthrough Mastery Boot Camp coming up in a couple of weeks in June. Of course, on another weekend. I got to get my act together.
Yeah.
I love doing these things, though. I do.
Know that you do.
So maybe what I should do is if I do a weekend seminar, I got to take Monday, Tuesday off.
Oh.
Maybe that's my answer. I don't know.
Go take that stress test again right now.
Angel's going to be.
Start over. Let's see. Change to a new type of work. Yes. Changing your work hours or conditions. Yes. Let's see. More work responsibilities. Yes. You just keep on talking about yourself. Wait a minute. What's happening at work? Trouble at work. Your boss, maybe. My coworkers, absolutely. Those I supervise sometimes. Other work troubles, check. Major business readjustment. That's 5 right there. Wow. I think I'm extra stressed. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got a great show for you today. We really, really do. You're listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk and 2 hours of stress-free radio. How about that? We'd love to have you stick through these commercials. Remember to do business with the people who do business with the pros, and we'll be right back.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM.
This is Dan Kaplis. A wise person once told me, don't have a seat at the table. You are going to. I think that applies directly to personal injury and wrongful death cases. If you're not represented by a highly accomplished law firm, the insurance company is probably going to eat you for never eat. So if you want to make sure that you and your claim are treated with the respect you deserve, give me a call. We are a serious firm for serious cases. And for 30 years, we have proven our ability to go up a side has to offer and to personal injury claim from the poorest of the poor to CEOs, teachers, farmers, doctors, lawyers, and professional athletes. We are available by cases on a percentage fee. You can reach me at 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-FUN. Or DanCam, that's Dan Kaplis.
Policy is issued by American General Life Insurance. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of your own death. But I'm glad. See, I was putting off getting life. I knew it was a neighbor's husband died. I watched her and financially. These 3 husband died. How would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, the kids and I had? I realized I needed right away. So I called in less than 5 minutes. I had looked at how affordable it is. Just for $2,000 of term life. So much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct. No obligation. Takes less than 5 minutes. Up to 70%. 1-800-9. That's 1-800-900-MORE. 1-800-900-1904.
This is Hall used to build them unshaven with jaunty, like FDR or JF, the man, Bill Clinton. But a new Pew Research party of happiness and the party of action. The percentage of Democrats who say they feel confidence in the country's future nearly triples from just 12% to. Meanwhile, Republicans 59% expressing a lot of confidence points since Trump's election. Generates energy, while activity tend to repel the electorate in every presidential race in the years. The more cheerful, positive you'll yell, that suggests the Democrats' current gloom will own their own doom.
Wild birds on
David and Scott Menno for Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on KDMT. Bird Talk is presented by Wild Birds Unlimited and can help you create the most attractive backyard wildlife habitat in the known universe. You'll hear fascinating interviews, wildlife news, and entertaining information about the natural world. KDMT Radio invites you to learn more by joining David and Scott Menno for Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on KDMT. So give the Bird Dudes a call with your questions this Saturday at noon on Bird Talk. Wild Birds Unlimited brings people and nature together.
Wild Birds Unlimited, we bring people and nature together.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel Tussey, Eric Kramer, home of positive business talk, and we are positively thrilled that you are on board with us.
Well, have you gotten your tax return back yet?
Nope.
If not, could it be that identity thieves have stolen it? Identity thieves have stolen more than $107 billion in tax refunds in the last few years. $16 billion stolen in 2016 alone.
Wait a minute. This is a happy show.
Well, we're going to tell you how to protect yourself.
Okay.
We're going to tell you how to protect yourself because in many ways we feel as if our hands are tied in preventing our identities from being stolen because we are forced to share our information with so many people. But James Taliento, founder and principal consultant at Cursive Security, says there is hope for us. He says everything today is digital. And so oftentimes we don't have any way to protect that. And so as companies, we've got to know that we are protecting the data that we receive. Cursive Security is a provider of intelligence-driven cybersecurity and info security services and solutions. James Taliento, welcome to Experience Pros.
Hi, how are you?
James,
Excellent.
we are doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us. All right, so what's a taxpayer to do with all the security? I mean, gosh, I just had a breakfast this morning with my IT guy, and he says, boy, the last 4 days with all the security threats going on, it's just been, crazy. And it's not getting any better, or is it?
Yes and no. What happened over the past few days is pretty interesting. Are you familiar with the NSA leaks that have been taking place over the last about year?
Well, just as what we read in the media, right?
Yeah. So what happened was, you hear all this talk about ransomware and the malware WannaCry that just, that's been taking the globe by storm. And what ended up happening was for any security researcher, any security company out there, the writing was kind of on the wall. Back in March, Microsoft released their updates, Patch Tuesday. And then about a month after that, this group known as the Shadow Brokers has been releasing alleged NSA-developed hacking tools, and as a part of the most recent trove of tools that they released, there was a one particular one called Eternal Blue, which actually exploited one of the vulnerabilities that Microsoft patched the previous month. And hackers kind of capitalized on this recently by creating this malware and releasing it and letting it wreak havoc. But if you were a company that had the right security practices in place, you had several weeks lead time to kind of protect yourself. However, some industries which are a little behind, and that could be due to regulation, such as like healthcare, they're always kind of a little behind on the cuff. They really suffered as a result of this.
James, I have a standing rule never to trust anybody with the name Shadow Brokers in their title.
Come on, they sound very warm and fuzzy. They're very trustworthy.
I wish I could have a cool name like that, but they're all taken. All right. Well, so what do we, the average person who's not familiar with the dark web and the hacking of the world, what are we supposed to do?
Sure. Well, look, we're a very digital society. We have to entrust other parties with our data. It's just the way things are. Whether it be a bank, if you're applying for a loan, or whether it be the IRS, that's the way we file, or if it's an accounting firm or any of the above, your information is digitized, especially healthcare records. It's very profitable on the dark web, since you mentioned that. Just be mindful of how you use your information. In some cases, your hands are tied. In others, they're not. Don't be afraid to ask, how is my information going to be used? If you don't need to share it, don't. Another common misconception, I worked in education for a bit, and you'd be surprised how many how many parents are so quick to give up their child's social security number when schools don't actually need to collect that anymore. So just knowing that kind of information, that's what makes you a better consumer. That's what makes you more aware. And it's limiting that information that you put out there that really protects you.
And I think so often we just feel like, okay, we have to give it, we have to share it. And, and that there's very little that we can do. And we're just hoping that the corporation that we've given it to is protecting it. And I know, we shred documents,
right.
That you monitor your credit report, you limit, the amount of you're checking and taking out, from interesting is I was balancing my checkbook. This was probably about a year ago. And my daughter, she, of course, millennial. Why are you doing that? What's the purpose of that? And they just didn't make any sense to her because I'm looking at the bank statement online and I'm kind of matching it up with my information. And it seemed redundant to me after she asked me about it. Like so much of it was redundant. And so I just needed to, put my eyeballs on it to make sure that all of these charges really are legitimate and really are mine. But I think so often we are oblivious. Like our information is out there. We're not checking our credit card statements. We're not really.
No, it's true. The millennials definitely, but it comes with the generation that, again, we're very, very connected. It was just less than 10 years ago that, we were still, we didn't have face chat. We didn't do those kind of things. Now it's just so natural and so commonplace. And sharing information is just a part of life. You're a diligent consumer. Many people are, but millennials are just so quick to turn over that information, and they don't ask questions. They don't challenge it. They're not suspicious enough.
Heck, they even share their passcodes with their friends so that their friends can get into their phones. I'm reading about this, all the teenagers are sharing, they've got all their friends' fingerprints and stuff in there too. So, we've got to encourage, we've got to start with our corporations, but we've got to make sure that we pass that down. James Taliento, good conversation.
Absolutely.
How do our listeners stay in touch with Cursive Security?
You can find us, www.cursivesecurity.com. That's the best way to reach out.
Cursivesecurity.com. Do I have to handwrite that into the URL or type it all right?
No copy paste.
There you go.
I'm going to use cursive writing.
Absolutely. James, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you. Great conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Take care. Bye-bye.
It is a good conversation, and want to be very mindful of your information, what you're sharing, especially when you're in public, using public domains, Wi-Fi accounts for, and especially as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of information about our clients, and we can't be cavalier about how we share that or how we protect that anymore.
Absolutely. All right, gang, don't go anywhere. We got more positive business talk just ahead. You are listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, and this is the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. If you'd like more information about us and what we can do to help serve your business, why not check out experiencepros.com. That's experiencepros.com. And, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for
Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
This is Dan Kaplis. Our firm is dedicated to always being on the leading edge of the practice of personal injury law. That includes game-changing, next-generation technology, nationally respected experts, and innovative visual tools that help us bring our client's case to life for the purposes of settlement or, if necessary, trial. We only accept a limited number of cases, so we're able to devote to each client our full arsenal of technology, skilled attorneys, and staff. We are a serious firm for serious cases, and we make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you'd like to talk with me about your case, just give me a call or email me through our website. There's no charge for an initial consultation. 303-770-5551, 303-770-5551, or dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
When you have sleep apnea, traveling can be a real drag because you have to drag your big, bulky home CPAP device with you everywhere you go. But not anymore. Now you can travel easily and sleep comfortably anywhere thanks to Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. And right now, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call now, 1-800-600-4133. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. You can even add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so incredibly small and light, you can easily fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't delay. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now, 1-800-600-4133. Again, that's 1-800-600-4133.
Hi, this is Oren, owner of Absolutely Cabinets. Since 1989, I've sold Aristocrat cabinets for kitchens and baths, and they have proven year in and year out to be a great dollar value. With Aristocrat, you can buy the level of cabinetry you feel comfortable with in regard to construction. If you want all the features without making a decision, I sell Decora, which is a semi-custom line of cabinets with solid wood fronts, dovetail drawers, full extension glides, with soft close automatically on drawers and doors. From basic up, I can put you into cabinetry that will fit all your wants and needs. Thanks to all my repeat and referral customers over the years.
Go visit Oren's showroom at 5940 West 38th Avenue near the corner of Harlan and 38th Avenue. Or give him a call at 303-425-5592. That's 303-425-5592. Or visit AbsolutelyCabinets.com. New store hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to noon on Fridays. How many businesses have been around since 1947? How many have grown thanks to word of mouth, satisfied customers, and decades of experience? Anderson's Vacuum has been Denver's #1 choice for vacuums since 1947. They sell and service all major brands, including Miele, Sebo, and Oric. Get unmatched personal service and the benefit of an extremely experienced staff. Visit Anderson's Vacuum in Inglewood, where you can demo every vacuum. Try them out. See what works for you. Online at andersonsvacuum.com.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hello and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. Thanks to all of you who are watching by way of our Facebook Live. Do us a favor if you would, please. press the share button and let everybody know that there's a revolution happening in the way people treat people in business, and we appreciate you for that.
We absolutely do. Well, we've been talking a little bit about security and cybersecurity, and you know, a lot of times we think, okay, maybe it's my personal identity, somebody might hack into my credit card, but did you ever think that your lack of protection could actually expose you to a terrorist attack, hostage takers, kidnapped for random, violent street crime?
Wait a minute. This is supposed to be a happy show.
When you are traveling, well, there's a book guide for business travelers. It's written by retired CIA officer Charles Gosselin. It provides insights into security programs at both the individual and corporate levels for venturing out into the world. Of course, his perspective is drawn from years working in the trenches in India, Africa, Central and South America, Europe, and the Middle East. He also has personal experience in crisis management and evacuation of facilities and personnel on numerous occasions. So I think this is one of those things. If you are traveling, you need to get the book, Understanding Personal Security and Risk. We welcome Charles Gosselin to Experience Pros. Welcome today, Charles.
Thank you. It's good to be on your show. That was a great introduction.
Charles, thank you for your service to our country. We are grateful and appreciate your investment in the show here. Let's start with, you say you've created a 5-step program for assessing risk as it applies to personal security. Can you kind of walk us through that?
Well, I can. And essentially it's taken the principles of
All right. So, you know, we can read about personal security and defense, but, you know, stepping off the airplane at 2 a.m., not knowing where you're at, having to check into a strange hotel. I mean, there's so many different things. You know, when we're at home, it's familiar. We know what looks out of place. We know when, you know, something's a little off, but when we're traveling, everything's off. So I'm thinking that our senses are more heightened to be secure, but maybe because it's so different and everything's so new and different that it's actually less heightened. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So essentially, if you don't have a good sense of what to do, if you don't have a blueprint to move forward, your fear or your apprehension can take over and it can kind of freeze you up. And that's the last thing you want to happen. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be afraid, but you want to make that work for you. So this book is about taking some of those instincts, those things that we have inside of us. It's very important when you're out on the street, and making those things work for you. So, for instance, making sure that you spend a great deal of time in preparation before you get on a trip. When you practice detection, once you're out and about, you get off that airplane at 2 a.m. in the morning. There's certain things that you should expect, certain things you should look for, certain things you shouldn't do right away. And then,
like what?
What
should we do right away?
You got to give us some of the goods here, man, because we're getting concerned as we even start thinking about what we could do.
Well, the first thing is if you get off in that little provincial airport or someplace where your plane is diverted to, you're lucky if you get a stamp in your passport. That's great. And find out if you can find out if there's hotels to get to, if there's taxis for hire, what the money situation is, whether your communications works. You just take a step back and put some distance between the people that want your business, or they may want something more, and get yourself prepared. Then at that point, you go and you have some control, and then you select the transportation you want from that strange airport. And then there's things down the road on the way into the capital city or that sort of thing that you need to be prepared for as well. You know, like things like roadblocks. Those are very common in the third world. You see those all the time. So There's a right way and a wrong way to deal with those things, and I kind of love some common sense things to keep in mind. Some pegs on things to where you can hang your ideas or hang your plans so that you don't forget, so you know what to do.
What can I do at a roadblock, Charles? I mean, can I
Just give him your cash.
Get out of the cab and try to negotiate? What option do I, as just a general everyday traveler, minding my own business and not trying to rock the boat? What can I do?
Well, the first thing you want to do is follow their directions. Typically, they want to see some identification. You want to have that ready, and you want to be able to pull that out right away so that you're not fumbling around in a bag. They get just as nervous as police, say, here in the United States might get when somebody starts reaching down behind their back pocket or reaching into their bag, and it's dark, it's 2 a.m, and they don't know what you're looking for. So you want to be able to have what they're asking for right away. If you happen to have some small bills and they ask for that, give it to them. Don't argue. You keep your conversation to a minimum. Your goal is to get that roadblock in your rearview mirror.
All right, that makes sense.
Right? This is like stuff we've seen in movies.
Except the shakedown.
For most of us, and yet this is real. You are going to be trying. I mean, it can be. I like I like to know somebody's expecting me, and guide for staying safe when you are traveling out of the country. All sorts of great things in here about how to avoid being plucked from the jaws of kidnappers or terrorists. He says he puts a great deal of emphasis on the front end of the security cycle, the detection and deterrence element. Is there something like a great tip that you can give us, Charles, to just not look like a good catch for possible kidnappers or terrorists?
Yes, there is. You want to. That's in the deterrence piece, and you essentially want to dress for your environment. You want to you want to know where you're going. You get from A to B, and you be purposeful and be businesslike. You need to act like you're aware and look like you're aware, and that lowers your profile as a target. And the bad guys will move on to someone else if you do that.
All right.
This is good stuff, right? And if you can staying out of trouble is always better than trying to get out of trouble. At least that's what my daddy used to tell me.
Well, that's good advice.
It is good advice. I feel much safer now. All right, gang. Here's what we need, Charles. We need to know, where do people find out more information and pick up a copy of your book?
Right now, the book is up on Amazon. It's also on Rutledge.com and crcpress.com under featured authors. Or you can also go to Butchko, BUTCHKO, Inc., INCK.com. And there's a link to my bio and also a link to purchase the book.
Excellent. All right. Excellent. All right. Charles, thank you again for your service and for this valuable book. Because if we're not thinking about it, we're not going to be prepared. And preparedness is probably the first step in personal security. The book is Understanding Personal Security and Risk. Make sure that you pick up a copy before you travel out of the country, by Charles Gosselin. Charles, thanks so much for being with us on Experience Pros today.
Thank you, Angel and Eric.
Very, very nice. And
it's like scary and exciting all at the same time.
Well, only exciting because it hasn't happened yet. But
right.
Holy cow, I feel much safer.
Blend. People blend.
I'm 6'5", bald head. Dude, there's no blending here. And Angel's like, how do we not stand out? And I'm like, you've never known a day when you've not stood out. All right.
All caps.
All caps. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. More positive business talk right after these messages.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Did you know 50% of people with severe mental disorders are affected by substance abuse? At A New Outlook Counseling Services, they provide a safe, healing environment for those suffering with substance abuse, relationship, or mental issues. Robert Johnson is a licensed therapist in long-term recovery and has a master's degree in marriage, family, and child therapy. He offers evidence-based practices backed by research, offering greater success in alleviating symptoms and are effective in overcoming substance abuse. A New Outlook Counseling Services has over 45 five-star ratings on Rate-A-Biz. They're open 6 days a week and accept most major insurance and Medicaid. They will also work with families in need on a sliding scale, so don't wait to get the help you need. The healing begins here. Call A New Outlook 720-370-5216 or visit the website highlandsranchcounselor.com. That's highlandsranchcounselor.com.
The sun's been shining on the stock market for a long time now. Are you worried about cloudy or stormy days to come? Hi, I'm Linda Garden of Your Money, Your Return.
That's allaboutgreatdeals.com. Make a difference without the expense with All About Cabinets and Countertops.
Hail and severe storm season is just around the corner, and that's why you need to call Golden Spike Roofing at 303-942-1386 for a thorough and free inspection for roofing done right to the last nail. Call Golden Spike Roofing.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business, and we are thankful that you are tuned in and participating with us.
We are absolutely, what did you say? Grateful? Thankful. Like we are.
It's one of those words. All right, listen, folks.
We have all of that. We're feeling a little under the gun, a little stressed, and then talking about cybersecurity and traveling security.
Right. We just got back from out of the country, and we went through checkpoints.
We did.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very real. And some of the stress and some of the things that we do to ourselves. But one of the things we want to offer you is stress-free radio and programming every single day. This is the light in your day. We're just going to take some of the weight off that you're carrying, give you a little smile, little laughter to carry you through the rest of your workday. You know you can always count on positive business talk. We love it when you share it. If you're not yet a member of the Experience Pros Network, we encourage you to join us. Check us out at experiencepros.com. And also, if you need any service provider, you're looking for a plumber, you're looking for an auto mechanic, you're looking for somebody to redo your website, we have it all at experiencepros.com. When you click on the directory, you can actually look up all the service providers who have been vetted and approved.
That's right.
And you even get to read what their customers say about them, and you get to read the reviews from their customers there on that site.
The directory is literally populated with only the people whose customers love them. That's part of our vetting process so that you can trust them. And for those of you who, like us here in Colorado, have just suffered a major hail event, whether it's your car, your roof, the siding on your house, any of that kind of information or damage that's happened, we have contact information for several trusted companies that can help you get recovery and get it done in the best way.
All right, so I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything.
I would never say that except for the last time.
That you said it?
Maybe.
Or that you always say it? No, you don't say it.
I don't always say it.
But you always think it. So maybe you're the overthinker.
No.
I mean, if you're the one thinking it.
No. I say it to you.
But you just said you don't.
But, I tried to deny it, but it fell flat.
Because you were lying. Tendency to overcomplicate and overthink what leadership is. And so, according to Inc.com, Gordon Treadgold, he says leadership can be very simple. Simple. 4 simple things that every team wants from their leaders. Just 4 things.
Angela, I had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman who is a good friend of the Experience Pros Network. And the stuff that I was telling him, I got done laying it all out for him. And he said, "You really expect me to believe it's that simple?" And I said, "It is simple. It's not easy. There's a difference. But the 4 things that we're about to lay out for leadership are very simple. Not easy. You still got to roll up your sleeves and get the work done." Here's the first thing.
Well, let's tell them all 4.
Okay. Number 1, clear direction. Number 2, support. 3, space. And number 4, praise. What do those 4 words or 5 words have to do with each other? Well, let's start at the top. Clear direction.
Right? They say this is the leader's number 1 job. If you don't do anything else, Give your team clear direction. Let them know what the goals are, what the objectives are. And too often you have a lack of clarity. Why are we doing this? What are we doing this for? Where is this going? Which causes confusion, misalignment, frustration, and the worst one of all, disengagement.
You know, what's the old saying? A confused buyer always says no. Well, a confused team always flounders.
Always.
They're going to, because what they're looking for from you, you know, I was never in the military. My father was in the military, and many of our friends are. And this I know about military structure. The leadership, the chain of command is unquestioned. If the leader says, go right, we go right. Go left, we go left. Drop and give me 20. That's what we do. It has to be unquestioned. I just watched Gene Hackman in the submarine movie. I don't remember what it's called, but just watch it. Great. Gotta follow the command.
You like those, where they're yelling at you.
I do. No,
you can't handle the truth.
Yes.
Yeah, that is like one of your favorite lines.
You need me on that wall.
Right?
You want me on that wall, because I can't say the rest of it because it's not appropriate for radio.
Right? But you do. You really get into that. That's like his favorite thing. But so clear direction. 4 simple things every team wants from their leader. The first one is clear direction. No clear direction, and they flounder. The second thing is they want support. The team is going to do the lion's share of the work. Right. And as the leader, it's your job to provide them with everything they need to be successful. And so, Eric, you have a phrase. It's not my job
to get everything. No, it's not my job to do everything. It is my job to see that everything gets done.
Right? Leadership is about serving your team and making sure that they have the tools and resources to get the job done well. You're not doing the job for them, but you're providing the right environment. You're providing the right tools. You've given them the direction. This is where we're going. The next one is going to be where you give them space, but they need to know that you've got their back. That if I need something, I can come to you and say, this is what I need in order to perform better, and that you're going to take care of them. And they want to know that the leader is supporting them, has their back, is providing for them, so that they can continue to do an excellent job.
Once you give them the tools, give them the space. Do not micromanage them. It is not only frustrating and demotivating, it leads to mistakes because it puts your team under unnecessary stress and pressure. And we see this all the time. When you delegate a task and you give proper instruction on what the outcome is to be, step back.
Well, and having check-in points during the project.
Sure.
Of course, it's not just free willy, right? You just go off and whenever it's done. I think there's accountability, there's check-in points, there's deadlines, and but so often, and I've worked for a micromanager. I mean, I had to stuff the envelope from the left to the right, or from the right to the left, whichever one was opposite. I'm left-handed, so it was the opposite of what I did well, but that's how she wanted it. Praise is the best thing you can do. Publicly praise your team.
Absolutely.
For recognition.
Military creates some of the best leaders, says Angela Cody-Roget. The Air Force taught me all 4 principles. Thank you for participating in this conversation, Angela. We'll be back right after these messages. This is The Experience Pros.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. This is the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KDMT Arvada, Denver. Denver's only business radio station, Money Talk 1690 AM.
habits to build your brand influence?
Or the worst thing you can say in a job interview.
How to perfect the high five. It could be an unexpected game changer for your team.
How to protect the high five?
How to perfect.
Perfect. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
All right, you ready, Chad? You're creeping me out, dude. All right, everybody who's watching on Facebook Live, this is how we create a promo for the next day's show. And nothing is scripted, so here we go. Hopefully it'll go okay. And what's the topic?
Well, it was first how to perfect the high five, but how a well-timed high five increases employee motivation, employee success.
Let's do how to perfect the high five.
How to perfect the high five.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. How
all
to
right.
perfect the high five.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, oh, sorry, you were high-fiving.
Hi, this is Angel, and coming up on the next Experience Pros Radio Show,
Oh, that was a little premature high five.
we're going to teach you how to perfect the high five.
That was a lot of them.
Positive business talk, weekday afternoons, right here on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Come back. I want to high-five you. Too slow.
Oh.
Business never takes a break. Neither do we. So, take Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM with you with our brand new mobile app. Stay up to the minute with breaking news, market strategies, current trends, and more wherever you are. With live streaming, listen to your favorite Money Talk shows whenever you want, on demand. It's like a personal advisor in your pocket. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Download the brand new Money Talk app on iTunes or the Google Play Store, or at moneytalk1690.com.
When you've worked with every vacuum brand known for over 6 decades, you learn a thing or two. Anderson's Vacuum in Inglewood has been repairing vacuums of all kinds since 1947. They carry over $1 million worth of vacuums and parts, and you can't put a price on the experience. That service has grown to include central vacuums, steamers, lamps, and sewing machines. Want to be impressed? Visit Anderson's Vacuum in Inglewood. Want to be blown away? Put them to the test. Find them at andersonsvacuum.com.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. Very nice to have you along with us. We're here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. Howdy.
Hi.
What you up to?
Everything. Running $1 million corporation here.
I know that you are. Folks, there is a great value to watching the video.
And that is?
You can see the shenanigans.
There's no shenanigans going on.
Look at your face, what I'm looking at right here, and tell me that's not
Eric's
a face
freaked
full
out.
of shenanigans.
Eric's freaked out because 2 seconds before we go on the air, I'm in the middle of a text message. Well, I'm sending pictures to all the people that had put on an event we put together last week, and they're in my phone because that's the phone we used, and
All
so
right.
need to get them to them. This is not hard. It's promo music. How present do I have to be for the promo music?
You don't. Not at all. I think
He's like, but they can see you.
I think it's adorable.
On the live stream. I'm like, well, don't start it until I'm ready to talk.
Can't stop it. The video is on. The camera is on.
Must be ready.
You have an adorable crown of your head. That's good.
All right, whatever.
All right. What is our kindness act of the day? Hashtag kindness act of the day.
Hashtag kindness act of the day is no more excuses. And don't take excuses from your friends either. If there's something you've been making an excuse on, putting off, and otherwise disengaging from something you really need to do, just do that today. And if there's somebody else you've been accepting an excuse from, just call them out on it because you're a friend, and tell them they need to call you out on yours as well. And
It's
a
like
true
telling
friend,
somebody they got a booger.
Yeah. Like we appreciate that. Like,
Absolutely.
you really care about me. I've been putting this off. This is something I need to do. And as my friend, you care about me. And so you're going to call me out on my baloney. How about that? If you've got some excuses that are holding you back in business, make sure you sign up for the Breakthrough Mastery workshop that's going on by Gary Barnes International. You can find that information on all over the place, really, on our Facebook page. It's on our Experience Pros calendar at experiencepros.com.
Yes.
It's on our meetup at meetup.com/experiencepros. Lots of great ways. And so if excuses are holding you back, stop it.
Yeah, stop it. That's exactly right. We're going to be a part of that Breakthrough Mastery Business Mastery Breakthrough Boot Camp. That's a lot of B's.
Is that too many for you?
It may be.
Too many?
But we're going to be there, and it comes up towards the end of June. So join us there. What do you do to blow off steam?
So we started our first hour. We took a little test, a little quiz to find out how stressed we are, if we're stressed, and what's causing the stress, and what's the level of stress that we are in.
And apparently,
we both have very high stress.
Very high stress.
And lots of stuff going on. We actually posted that link on our Facebook wall. So if you're following us on Facebook, facebook.com/experiencepros, you can click on and take that little quiz too. It's kind of fascinating. And I was fascinated because of how many different things that I just dismiss or I just kind of absorb or take on. But my husband, my natural tendency until one little thing causes me to erupt like a volcano. And I think I'm on the edge right there. I'm on the verge because there's so many.
Warning?
I am. I'm warning everybody. So when I go, it's gonna be ugly.
If Mount Kilimanjaro decides to go, I am in the blast zone.
You are in the blast zone. The people closest to me, you know who you are. This is your warning. It's not about you. It's all about me. So let me just go through it. And then once I'm done, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So stop looking at me like that. And don't ask me to do one more thing.
Our counselor friend Robert says, you know what they say, excuses are like belly buttons, and they both stink.
My belly button stinks.
Trust me on this.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know this stuff about
Pretty
me?
sure.
How do you know?
He might have been referencing something else.
Huh. All right. Well, here's some ways. I looked up some ways you can blow off steam because before we erupt all over the people closest to us in the wake zone, who are the people we care about, that we love, that we don't want to hurt.
No.
But they know us. They get to, unfortunately, see the ugly side, right? You know, we'll clean up the house and put out all the finest, dishes and all of that for strangers.
Total strangers.
But for our own family, like you get dust and paper plates. And we're
what
out.
What happens when you fart under the sheets? What is that called? Dutch oven, I think. You get that too.
You don't get that. Nobody does that.
I don't because I'm by
Nobody
myself,
does that.
but I'm pretty sure you could.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's like something you do when you're 12, but I don't know who you would Dutch oven,
steam.
right? Oh, Eric.
Number one.
Sometimes you're such a...
Disassociate from the moment. Disassociate, blow off steam.
Mm-hmm.
Disassociate from this moment. Take a deep breath. Call
I'm
me.
going to disassociate, right?
Yeah.
All right. So often what's happening in the moment is it's not about you, right? If somebody else is kind of calling on you or harping on you or putting pressure on you, you need to have, you kind of have to have your escape plan, right? Disassociate. And so sometimes it can just be kind of going into your headspace and, kind of having your Zen moment.
Right.
And blocking out everything that's going on around you. I can't do that. I need to physically walk away.
Okay.
I need to get away. I need to hide in the bathroom stall. I need to, hide in my bedroom, go to my car, in the stairwell at work. I've never done that. And
I'm just looking for all the things that check. Wow. Oh man, you are high stressed. Here's the next thing. Listen to some music. Put on something that changes your mood, whisks you away, even to a new world entirely.
Here's how I should know. So when I ride in my fabulous little hot rod, my convertible on a beautiful sunny day, in my convertible, I listen to country music.
Right.
Because I don't know why. It just takes me back to just freer days, right? Less stress, simpler time, and all of that. So today, I'm driving into work this morning, and I'm like, I've heard all these songs. I changed the station.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm done with this. You people are not
You
making
people.
mine.
Wow. It's the radio station you're talking to. You are one of you people. All right, so listen to music. Here's the next thing you can do to blow off some steam. Get in a good stretch.
Yoga. I need some yoga. I need, and I'm an amateur yogi, right?
You're an amateur yogi?
Just some time where you're in your breath and you're paying attention to your body and your body's talking to you of this is what I need. I just need a little TLC.
Sure, I want to pay attention to my body.
Yeah, but your body tells you, it gives you warning signs and it tells you how to love it. Not like that, but to be kind and gentle and caring and loving to yourself. And so, and the twists and the motion can help release some tension that you're holding on to. Right. And you just kind of get because you're all bound up and you can just kind of relax and let it go and be free. So
talking about blowing off steam, this one says nap or simply be still. Since we're talking napping or being still without necessarily falling asleep. So napping, fall asleep, I'll throw in, have a romantic interlude.
There you go.
That'll blow off steam.
Just having, also maybe turning off the TV.
Yeah.
Not right now. Don't turn off the radio.
No, don't turn off the radio. Otherwise you won't hear the rest of the list.
You won't hear it all. But, just having all that outside noise, sometimes can just kind of just grate on your nerves. And here, even at the gym today, I'm like, can she just turn the music down? It was too loud. I need a vacation. I just came back from vacation.
I told her, I said, that old lady, Angel, I said, she needs the music turned down. And if you tell her what I just said, you and I are done forever.
I don't care if they know it's me. It hurts my ears.
It does. It was loud.
I have to protect that.
You know what I like to do? I like to read a good book. And I'll even read a mediocre book. I like to throw myself into a book. And my preference is a novel. If I go into the business side or the personal development side, then I'm working on myself.
You're
and
working.
The front of my head.
Yep.
Gets
And
a
here's what I
temperature.
need to do. And here's my checklist. And here's my to-do list.
But if
But
I
a
can
novel,
jump into Sherlock Holmes or anything by James Patterson, winning.
it's a great escape.
Yep.
And so movies and novels, even on audio, are great ways to blow off steam.
Yep.
Here's something on the list that it would not be on my list, but
No.
it's on this list from I Choose Change. They say clean the house.
Oh, you say it's not going to be on your list, but you are an organizing fool.
Oh, you
How do
know
you
what?
blow off steam?
I
You
clean
take
my
every
closet.
piece of furniture and move it.
That's true. I do. I like to clean my closet, not
Yeah.
the whole house, but my closet. If I can go
Office.
in and purge and clean out and just be in there and just kind of release just the
Kitchen.
clutter. That's true.
Family room.
It is. Oh, I need to clean out something.
All right. And finally, talk to someone. If you just need to vent, find one person that you can talk to no matter what the topic and telephone them, engage, communicate. They'll help because they don't judge. That's how you blow off steam here on the Experience Pros Radio Show. We'll be back right after these messages.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM.
As a small business owner, your focus should be on your customers and providing a great customer experience. You shouldn't be investing time and energy on bookkeeping, accounting, and taxes, but somebody has to do it. Trust Teresa and her team at Luna's Accounting and Tax. Teresa and her team will take care of all your bookkeeping, accounting, and taxes. They'll keep you informed and streamline the process. Luna's Accounting and Tax keeps your business compliant and up to date, and they'll give you the great customer experience your customers have come to expect. Free your time and gain the peace of mind to keep your focus on your customers. They will help you too. Call Teresa at Luna's Accounting and Tax today. 720-323-4917. 720-323-4917. 720-323-4917. Or visit lunastax.com. That's lunastax.com. That's lunastax.com. Se habla español. You never planned on getting injured in an accident. You don't know where to turn. Call Boson Law. When you meet with John Boson, you'll know right away you've made the right decision. John will put you at ease and explain the whole process start to settlement. They'll handle medical bills, work directly with the insurance company, and help you get back on your feet. John and his whole staff are amazing. If your whole world has been turned upside down, Boson Law will help turn it right side up. It starts with a free consultation, no money out of the pocket, and Boson Law only gets paid when they win your case. If you're hurt, the call is easy, and their number is too. Call Boson Law at 303-999-9999, 303-999-9999, 303-999-9999, or visit bosonlaw.com. That's BOESEN law.com. Call Boson Law, 303-999-9999, or visit bosonlaw.com. That's BOESEN law.com. You know, for decades, Wall Street professionals have been using computers to trade stocks and make profits every single day. Sounds like a great idea, right? But who has the time or the expertise to monitor the market constantly? I'm sure you don't. That is why it's time to introduce to you the first and only robotic stock trader in the world, designed to automatically rake profits out of the market unattended. Created by a retired Microsoft programmer, this app allows you to trade like the pros on Wall Street. Sound too good to be true? Go to cooltrade.org and download the app for free. Watch the proprietary algorithms work and see how profits are generated. No obligation, no software to download, no credit card needed. You could see 5, 10, and even 15% return a month. Where else can you get that? Go to cooltrade.org. That's cooltrade.org. That's cooltrade.org and experience this game-changing technology. Go to cooltrade.org and start taking profits out of the market today.
Oh, thank goodness. Honey, it's Terminix. The ants are everywhere. I don't know where they're coming from.
It's a good thing you called when you did. A single colony can have tens of thousands of ants. You could have one colony or several. There's only one way to find out.
If pests like cockroaches, spiders, centipedes, scorpions, mice, rats, or ants have invaded your home.
HQ, I've got a confirmed ant colony in the upstairs bathroom.
Terminix will scour every hiding place and stop them in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For a free pest estimate, call 1-800-300-2501.
There's a second colony in the downstairs crawl space. Repeat, 2 ant colonies.
Terminix is America's leading termite and pest control provider with 90 years experience and expertise.
I knew it. Found an ant nest 100 feet out in the backyard. We got him.
For your free pest estimate, call Terminix, Defenders of Home, 1-800-300-2501. That's 1-800-300-2501.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations. Limitations apply. See plan for details.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel Tussey and Eric Kramer helping you get your business right. Thanks for tuning in today.
Well, one of the ways I like to blow off steam is to go on vacation. But of course, you know, if it's not budget friendly, it can cause a whole other level of stress in our household. Well, a new survey released by Coinstar finds that American parents are embracing responsible spending decisions when planning their summer vacations. We're being responsible. Well, that's a good idea,
What
a
is
good
that
thing,
word
right?
that you mentioned?
70% of families taking a vacation this summer say they will spend the same or maybe less than they spent last year. So to talk about this survey and offer us tips for traveling on a budget is lifestyle and trends expert Justine Santinello. Good morning, Justine, or actually good afternoon, Justine. Welcome to Experience Pros.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Justine, I'm pretty sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
We're hoping.
You're right. It's 5:22 here in New York.
See, there you go.
All right, it's happy hour. Okay, so let's talk about traveling on a budget. Every year, I don't know, it just seems like the things my kids want to do cost more than whatever it was we did last year. How are people planning to budget out their summer vacations this year?
Sure. Well, you mentioned the Coinstar survey, and that surveyed over 2,000 U.S. people. It was all about summer vacation budgeting, and they really found that U.S. parents are spending cautiously when it comes to summer vacations. And when it comes to how are they going to pay for these trips, they found that the majority of parents who are going to take a vacation this summer, they plan to use the cash that they have on hand. In fact, 44% of them said that they had funds already set aside for their family vacation. And I think that this is really encouraging to hear that the majority of parents out there, they want to use money that they know they have. They want to know that they can actually afford the vacation that they're going to go on.
Right.
That's really smart that they were planning ahead, you know, kind of tucking away a little bit. I have a travel fund that I have certain, you know, when certain money comes in from certain areas, it goes into my travel fund so that I can always be vacation ready.
I have a mason jar that's ready for the travel fund.
Excellent. Okay, so when we talk about...
I am glad to hear that you have a travel fund. You know, that's something that I always tell people is that you want to try to pre-plan and save money and find what I like to call hidden funds. Money that you might not normally think of that you can then use for your vacation budget. And I'll give you a few examples of that. So one example is, you know, my family and I, this is a habit from when I was a kid, we always kept a coin jar. And the sole purpose of those coins was for our family vacation each year. That was our spending money. We would let it save up each year. Do either of you guys keep that, a coin jar in the house?
Yes,
I do.
See that? And 71% of the people surveyed said that they also save their coins for future use. So what you can do is you can convert those coins into cash. So if you go to a Coinstar kiosk, they make it super easy for you to convert your change. So if you guys go to Coinstar.com, you can find a kiosk location near you. And what was really cool is people who did cash in their coins, they ended up saying that they had more money than they thought they did. So it was a pleasant surprise. And then you can take that money and allocate it how you see fit towards your vacation.
Justine, where can I go for $15.72? That was my last Coinstar payout.
Well, actually, it's not that silly of a question. I recommend to people that either they do a staycation or when they are going on a trip that they look for low cost or free activities in the area. So things like walking tours, museums, visiting historical landmarks, also looking into like local parks and events that they're having in the area. So things like a restaurant week or a summer concert series. So maybe you could take that $15, go to the local summer concert series and buy everybody some ice creams and snacks.
You know what?
that.
My gosh, you are just dynamite. No matter what your budget is, there's always something fun that you can do. And Justine, you're right. Anytime we have added up our coins and collected it all, there's always more than we anticipate there to be. And it adds up. It adds up so quickly. And so that's nice to know that you can look up where there's a Coinstar location near you and take all your monies over there. Are there some top places on families' lists for going on vacation this year?
From just talking to people about family vacations, I found that it really did vary depending on what their budgets were. And again, I thought it was really encouraging to hear that people were being practical and they were planning their vacations based on what their budget was. So, a vacation doesn't necessarily have to be a week-long, tropical destination. Maybe you want to consider doing 2 long weekends, one at the beginning of the summer and one at the end of the summer, or maybe you want to do a staycation or a road trip. There's always a trip that you can plan based on what your budget is and what you're comfortable spending.
That sounds lovely. Can I go with you now?
It is doable. It is possible. I'm very much a believer in developing a spending plan. Many people, they overspend on vacation because they don't allocate where their money is going to be spent. So take the time to sit down, decide what your overall budget is for the trip, and then, take those big costs out first, hotel or flights, and then what you have left over and allocate that to the smaller things we tend to forget about. So meals, souvenirs, park admissions, gas prices, and then you can go into your trip knowing you really have the money to spend on this trip, which means that then you can relax and enjoy it.
It is always so much nicer. We've done it both ways, right? Where we've planned and paid for the trip before we've left,
right?
And we've also extended ourselves and put it on credit, and that is it makes for a very stressful vacation, and it makes for a very stressful post vacation. And so planning ahead, preparing, and counting up all those coins.
Yeah,
and you would be surprised at where you can find. Does Coinstar do a survey on where did you find your hidden coins? Like, where were all the weird places that people found money?
I don't know if they have that, but they do talk to real Coinstar customers, and it's really fun to hear how people used the cash that they got from their coins. So, one person told us the story about how they cashed in their change and they took their family to the North Carolina mountains. And another woman told us about how she saved her coins and she took her family to SeaWorld in San Antonio. So it is nice to know that the coins that you collect in your couch cushions and in your car and in your desk at your office, those can add up to something you can use towards your budget. And, there are other ways to find these hidden funds. So for example, if you look around your home and you think, there are a few things in here that I don't really need or I don't use anymore.
Sell it.
Why not sell those things? Yeah. And you can do it as like an old-fashioned garage sale, make a weekend activity of it with the kids, or take advantage of how many amazing apps there are now. Let Go, OfferUp, Craigslist. That's just another way to find funds. You can also cash in on credit card rewards and points. Maybe you set aside your tax refund this year.
Justine,
there are places that you can look for cash.
Thank you so much for helping us, and thanks to Coinstar for this segment. We appreciate you both. Get out, go do something. No excuses. $15.72. You can still go somewhere. Staycation at the Froyo place. We'll be back right after these messages.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a coordinated weekly test of broadcast stations of your area. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Hi, this is residential real estate expert Dan Palomino from the Colorado Dreamhouse team. Listen, if you're thinking about selling your home, you want to get the highest price in the shortest amount of time. To do that, you need a great real estate team and one with incredible marketing. We're so sure our marketing plan for your home is better than everyone else. We're willing to put our money where our mouth is. Here's what we're offering. Interview the Colorado Dreamhouse team to sell your home. Then interview our competition. If their marketing plan is better than ours, then you can hire them and we'll pay you $250. I know. It sounds crazy, giving you $250 to hire our competition. It probably won't happen because we're so sure you'll find our marketing plan better, you'll hire us to sell your home at top dollar. Why not give it a try? You have nothing to lose and $250 to gain. Call us today at 720-446-6325. Or to find out more information about our marketing guarantee, visit coloradodreamhouse.com/250.
Need a new CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we recently overstocked the world's best CPAP machines. Top-of-the-line devices from brands like ResMed and Philips Respironics. Call now and get one of these overstocked CPAPs for a fraction of the price. We'll even give you free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. The best part? No insurance needed. We're giving out these CPAPs at prices so low, they'll cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and has the world's largest selection of CPAPs and accessories. With no retail overhead or costly middlemen, we're the best way to get comfortable, effective sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has overstocked premium CPAPs. Call now to get a ResMed or Philips Respironics machine for a fraction of the price with free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. Hurry. When these overstocked CPAPs are gone, they're really gone. That's 1-800-900-6135.
This is Catherine Cooper. My husband, retired Master Gunnery Sergeant Jeffrey Cooper, and I survived a near-death head-on motorcycle crash. We called attorney Jeremy Cave for help. He worked day and night to get us what we were entitled to. Unlike a lot of attorneys today, Jeremy Cave even makes house calls. He's been there for us every step of the way. He helped us understand our rights and answered all of our questions. Cave Law understands that many of you folks who listen to this station prefer to have a lawyer who sees things from your point of view. Well, I certainly do. I think it's time to put the personal back into handling personal injury.
Jeremy Cave only gets paid when you do. Call Cave Law now for a free at-home consultation. 720-213-3737. If you're injured in an accident, call 720-213-3737. Or check out the brand new website, cavelawyer.com. That's cavelawyer.com. Personal and caring service from Cave Law. Call Jeremy today, 720-213-3737.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG. FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Kramer. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are blessed to have a guest in the studio.
We are blessed to have a guest in the studio. John Hamill is the managing member of Ostec Business Transitions. He helps businesses optimize their value before they leave and exit their company. As a business owner, so often we think about starting our business, getting our business up in operations,
Right.
systems, processes, hiring. But we need to start thinking about the end game as well.
Get
And
out.
John is no stranger to family and privately held business, as he has family members and relatives, both past and present, that have owned anything from a small to very large companies. And some of them have done exceptionally well, and others have learned from valuable, disappointing experiences. I love how you put that,
Right.
that they brought to their next adventure or their next venture. John is also a member of the Global Chamber Denver and Bragg Business Resource Alliance Group, the Colorado Micro Business Alliance, and of course, the Experience Pros Network. John Hamill with Ostec. Welcome to Experience Pros.
Thank you.
John, it's good to have you in the program. And I tell you what, I'm excited about our conversation because the last time we chatted with you, about a month ago or so, we had we talked about the legalities of setting up an exit plan and having a strategy and all of that kind of stuff. But one of the things that we did not get to time to cover really was, what if your exit plan includes people that you are related to? Because that
Notice how he pauses.
can
that.
get sticky,
How do I word
right?
this?
No, never.
Oh, well, then my misunderstanding.
I'm kidding.
All right. So, John, what you got for that?
You know, one of the things about family that I think that when you bring into a business, it's very different than anything else.
Right.
Is really the aspect that there's a lot of assumptions that happen in a business. When you have regular employees, you have, other executives in your company, and you're actually dealing with them, you can let them go. You can, figure out, okay, that doesn't make any sense to my company anymore. Right. But when you hire in, people into your company that are family members, how do you tell them, you're not just working out anymore? Right?
You're fired, jerk.
And if you're making a transition happen within the company,
right?
Who do you decide that's going to actually take over?
It's funny. I see this happening in wills as well. Because what you're doing is you're transferring assets one way or the other. You're going to transfer an asset, and it is a good question. How do you decide? And John, have you ever gone through a transition where a company business is handed down to the next generation? And if you have you ever seen opportunities for
he's being so PC today?
Because it can the gloves come off when the relation that variable comes in. Have you ever had issues with families? You don't have to name them.
No, I've had relatives that went through a personal transition of their own company too.
Okay.
And what I've seen is that there was a lot of assumptions going on.
Right.
The son that basically thought that he was going to take over the company for free.
Right.
And the parent thinking that they were going to charge them a lot of money for the company.
Well, the company has value, so I got to sell it to whoever the highest bidder is. And if it happens to be my son, fine. But if it doesn't.
But the son thought it was just going to be passed down to him.
Correct.
And I think that's probably a natural assumption. Is that fairly common, John?
Often it's actually a promise, even from the patriarch himself. I'm going to give you the company. Don't worry about it.
Is that promise in writing?
Never.
No, we just talked about it at Thanksgiving.
Well, at least that's not been my experience, right?
Someday, son, this is going to be yours.
I think I saw that in The Lion King.
Before it ends up being very successful and very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it comes back to, well, I can't really afford to, and you really don't have the money. They can actually do it given enough time,
right?
And putting in a good strategy and plan for it.
Okay, how much time? So let's just pretend hypothetically, although this is quite possibly a real scenario for you, John, is that at some point we've decided, yep, I'm going to pass this on to my son, and I know that I'm going to pass this on to my son, or my son does think that they are going to want the business. I mean, I'm thinking that probably at that point you should get it in writing, but how much time should we plan for that? I mean, I'm not old enough to think that I'm going to pass it off yet to my child, but maybe someday that would be nice. But I'm not sick. I'm not looking at retiring just yet. So how far in advance do I really need to put this in writing?
So let's say that it's a perfect situation where the kid is qualified. The kid is wanting to be in the business.
Okay.
And the patriarch thinks that that's going to be the possibility he wants to hand down the business to, or maybe several of his kids.
Or the matriarch, just to keep
right.
that.
And, or divided between 3 daughters. Or
Yeah.
Right.
Let's say that they have
keep it
been a
simple.
manager in the company.
Right.
We'll step it up even a little bit more because
a lot of
it's
variables
very
here.
even different if the kid's never worked in a company itself and then is expecting to take over. That's even a longer period of time. So they've been managing the company for a while.
Right.
In one capacity or another.
So they're in the company.
Right. And then you have the dynamic of you're a great manager, but are you another visionary for the company? And that's a determination. That can take, a few years to figure out from the owner to start looking at them, to start asking the questions, identifying, their kid and seeing exactly, do they have
Did you
this
say
skill set?
years?
Well, but even think about some different other companies, thinking Apple comes to mind. We have a visionary at the head, right? We had a visionary at the head. And so it's the visionary of the business. And so I can think of a specific company of somebody I know now, the patriarch, visionary for the business, passing it off to a family member, not so visionary, but involved in the business, very involved, the financial side, the accounting side, the logistics side of it, but not the visionary. And yet that's who the business is going to be passed on to. I don't know. I see bad things happening.
I like to use an analogy I read a long time ago. Said, you are like a fruit on a tree.
Yep.
You're either growing or rotting.
Right.
So without a visionary of the company, you're not going to be able to innovate.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to carry on, the changes of everything that happens as you go forward.
And publicly traded companies are probably not the ideal conversation piece for this because they're run by boards. Steve Jobs was fired by his family, right? At least the family he set up. All right, well.
Should we have a board of directors at this point before we pass it on, or is that necessary?
I guess it depends on the size of your company, right?
Right.
I mean, if you have a really bitty small company, board of directors seems a little bit,
and the tax structure as well. There's a lot of things that go into that. John, can you help small business owners who are, they're the mom and pop shops. They're the ones who have built the book of business. They're the ones that are working in the business, and now they're 20 years, 30 years in, and they want to hand it down to a family member or to sell it outright. Can you help them with Austech?
I could help them if they actually want something out of their business, meaning they want to do something with it, a legacy. They care about their employees. They care about their clients. If they don't care about anything, I don't know who can really help them. I think they just need to liquidate the company and move
shut her
on.
down.
Right.
Liquidate and
because
shut down.
It's going to take your time. It's going to take an investment in actually doing that stuff. Yeah. So in those cases, yes, I can actually do a lot of help and a lot of good, but they really need to know, they really have to have that edge, so to speak, in order to really want to do something.
All right.
What is your specialty at Austech?
My specialty tends to be more on the third-party sale preparation. I find a lot of errors and a lot of problems that are in that category that they're jumping into it way too soon. On the family-owned business, there's a lot of other dynamics when they're actually transitioning. But a lot of times they take their time to make those transitions, and maybe it's a lot longer than maybe they should. But a lot of people rush third-party sales way faster than they should.
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. John, please give some contact information for our listeners who may or may not be in or entering the transition thought process.
I think I would like to put them to my webpage. I think there's some good information on that.
Okay.
It is Austec BT. That's AUSTEC BT, like boy, Tom.com.
AustecBT.com.
For Austec Business Transition.
No.
So your business is transitioning away from you and into somebody else. And we've watched some different companies try to sell and different things, and they just find out they are not ready. They are nowhere near ready as far as they think they are when they're ready to sell their company. There's a lot of stuff that has to get cleaned up. And so before you go into cleanup phase, make sure you get in touch with John and his team over at Austec Business Transition, AustecBT.com. John, thanks so much for being with us in this
studio today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Always a privilege. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk is just ahead, because that's how we roll here at the Experience Pros. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Will your current career path lead you to financial independence? Stop worrying about working till you drop, losing your job, or retiring in poverty. It's simple. Register for our free passive income workshop and learn the 7 principles we use to provide for our families and run our businesses. We reveal the 5 reasons you should invest in real estate, and we show you how every dollar you invest in a piece of real estate makes you money 5 ways. It's time to get this life-changing information. Register today at mypassiveincomeworkshop.com. Stop making excuses. Go to mypassiveincomeworkshop.com.
Hey there, Dan Cicchini, owner of Dunright Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. There's absolutely no reason why right now can't be your time to get started on that beautiful new kitchen or that awesome bath you've always wanted. Right, Todd?
Of course, Dad. With our unique cabinet resurfacing, they'll get that beautiful new kitchen, and without the mess and expensive replacement, and in a shorter time, too.
Boy, you've got that right, Todd. But if an all-new kitchen is on their wish list, we'll build it from the bottom up, first rate all the way. And let's not forget that very special room, the bath. What about that?
Well, hey, turning leaky, moldy, smelly baths into awesome rooms, that's what we do. Whether it's a tub-to-shower conversion or a whole new 5-piece bath, our family business will make it special, just like we've done for decades.
Okay, Todd. So, folks, give us a call and see what our family can do for your family. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or DunrightKitchens.com.
Hi, I'm Carrie Gusmus, Area Manager with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Have you noticed the mortgage ads lately? Companies that used to advertise low rates and savings of hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your refinance have suddenly become purchase experts. At Fairway, we've always been purchase experts. We offer our qualified, pre-approved buyers a 20-day purchase guarantee from contract to close. In Colorado's competitive real estate market, a quick closing can be the difference between owning a home you love or dragging your search out for months. Apply from your computer or mobile device online through our easy application process. Unlike other companies, we won't leave you floating alone in a gravity-free room. Our local team of loan officers walks with you every step of the way to qualify and close on your dream home. Learn more about our 20-day closing guarantee and your home loan options by calling 303-214-9071 or visit us online at fairwaymortgagecolorado.com.
Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change without notice. All products are subject to credit and property approval. A pre-qualification is not an approval of credit and does not signify that underwriting requirements have been met. Branch NMLS number 1122559. Regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate.
Finally, you can experience comfort in every room in your home, plus save money on energy costs every day. Discover how Pastor Camp can help with a new energy-efficient heating and air conditioning system. The Pastor Camp family has provided comfort and a customer satisfaction guarantee for over 50 years. They offer payment plans as low as $89 per month with approved credit. Discover Pastor Camp and experience comfort. Call 303-777-1234 or visit pastorcamp.com.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
Spring is bursting out all around us. Birds are singing their courtship songs. Squirrels are romping playfully through the trees. Butterflies are painting our gardens with color. KDMT Radio invites you to learn more about these felicitous activities by joining David and Scott Menno for Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on KDMT. Bird Talk is presented by Wild Birds Unlimited and can help you create the most attractive backyard wildlife habitat in the known universe. You'll hear fascinating interviews, wildlife news, and entertaining information about the natural world. KDMT Radio invites you to learn more by joining David and Scott Menno for Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on KDMT. So give the Bird Dudes a call with your questions this Saturday at noon on Bird Talk. Wild Birds Unlimited brings people and nature together.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
You know, for decades, Wall Street professionals have been using computers to trade stocks and make profits every single day. Sounds like a great idea, right? But who has the time or the expertise to monitor the market constantly? I'm sure you don't. That is why it's time to introduce to you the first and only robotic stock trader in the world. Designed to automatically rake profits out of the market unattended. Created by a retired Microsoft programmer, this app allows you to trade like the pros on Wall Street. Sound too good to be true? Go to cooltrade.org and download download the app for free. Watch the proprietary algorithms work and see how profits are generated. No obligation, no software to download, no credit card needed. You could see 5, 10, and even 15% return a month. Where else can you get that? Go to cooltrade.org. That's cooltrade.org. That's cooltrade.org and experience this game-changing technology. Go to cooltrade.org and start taking profits out of the market today.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. We are grateful that you have tuned in today. And gosh, time flies when you're having fun. And we have more fun, as Dave Ramsey says, having more fun than we really ought to. Angela, I had a conversation last night with a gentleman who he came to me, and I think this is a statement of where a lot of people in small business are. He came to me and says, Eric, I just hit a wall. You know? And in his mind, he came to a place where he simply couldn't get past what he felt was holding him up, right? And so I asked him, and I'm not going to give details, and I'm certainly not going to talk about him or his business outright. But when I asked him,
actually, can I, before you jump into that story, can I just give this quick offer that we forgot to share from John Hamill and Austin Business Transitions? He actually wants to extend to our listeners a free 30-minute exit option strategy assessment. And so your options for exiting your business. He says they've developed an assessment that covers 6 critical areas, and they recommend that you actually score 80% or better in each of the 6 critical areas before you attempt to sell your company. And we were talking about families, but have you ever heard of this phrase? The first generation makes it, right? Because we're the visionaries, right? Second generation maintains it, right? Because you've got the systems in place, and as long as they don't screw it up, right, they can maintain it. And the third generation blows it,
breaks it,
right? Because they don't have that vision for the business. Or that third generation might often come up, and there might be a visionary in that third generation.
I see that happen too.
And that's where the make it or break it. But so often that second generation just maintains it. And we've had some different businesses in the Experience Pros Network that have passed on to that second generation. And we've watched that same scenario happens. The visionary, isn't at the head anymore. And that second generation is just maintaining it. So Austech Business Transitions, give them a call. Actually check them out on their website, Austech, AUSTECBT.com.
There it is.
So what do we do when we hit a wall, or what's happening with hitting a wall, Eric?
I want to address and kind of wrap the show with a little bit of encouragement that I offered to this entrepreneur who said, I just have kind of hit this wall, and I don't know what to do. It's been good year after year after year after year, and in his mind, now he's got this horrible situation going on. And when I asked him for some specifics, Angel, I said, how horrible? What are we talking about? The big wall that he hit was the equivalent of 4 average-sized transactions for him.
That's a wall?
It is to him.
Okay. No, of course.
To
but
him, he was
4 clients puts him back in the game?
Right. Not only puts him back in the game. And I said, well, okay, but here's what we can do. Let's go back. What happened to take you, this much money behind? And he says, well, I've lost a couple of customers. I said, well, talk about that. And it turns out that 4 transactions of his business will not only correct the tide, but could be accomplished in the next 2 weeks. Right. And so I said to him, I said, listen, and I gave him some advice, and it's probably the best advice that you and I have ever been given. It's the advice that we reference. We've actually referenced it a couple of times on the show today because it's fresh in our mind. We talked about this in the office earlier. And it's the advice that comes from if you go to YouTube and you into the search engine, you type in Bob Newhart. Stop it is the best advice you could possibly get, because here's what he told me. The gentleman I was talking to, he says, I've allowed myself to submerge my thinking into the negative zone. And I said, I've got two words for you.
Can't we relate to that? We've allowed our thinking to submerge into the negative zone.
Yeah. So I said, I got two words for you. And he offered to write them down. And I said, no, most people can kind of figure them out and remember them. And I said, are you ready? And he said, sure. And I said, stop it.
I knew that was coming.
Stop it. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T, stop it. Mm-hmm. Because if you allow a small thing to become a mountain, and yesterday morning we have our Breakthrough Power Boost on Mondays, and I actually gave a lesson on exterminating the ants in your life and in your head. And what is an ant? It's an automatic negative thought. And you can exterminate those ants by doing two things. Number one, as soon as you become aware of an ant, and remember, they're all over the place. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't find one ant ever, right? But if you exterminate the ant, you say you recognize it, and you say the opposite. So I'm hitting a wall. Nope. I'm back, baby. And that's what he said to me this morning. He says, I'm back.
I'm back.
Right.
Right. So sometimes you just need somebody to kind of whoop you upside the head, right? And say, you've got this. Oh. It's not that big of a stretch. You're not that far away from the big goal of what you need and can accomplish. It's amazing how we can allow the negativity, the negative voices are just screaming at us in our heads.
Really are.
And if we don't take control and we don't take charge and shift that around, ride that bull, baby.
You've got to.
And you've got to. And that's what we're here for.
You know,
I'm going to talk you off the ledge.
Angela, who has been listening to the entire program, she jumps in and she remembers that episode. It was actually a Mad TV episode with Bob Newhart. And it's so worth your time to go to YouTube and put in Bob Newhart, stop it. It's 6 minutes long. You will love, you will laugh, and you will cry.
It'll crack you up.
But here's the point, and this is what I want to draw our program to an end. I invite you, if exterminating the ants, the automatic negative thoughts in your head that allow you to take a tiny little molehill and make it into a mountain, if you believe that 1 or 2 or 3 transactions down makes the wall that you can't seem to get around, if you are swimming in the negative zone, go to experiencepros.com right now and sign up for our free trial. And every Monday at 11 Mountain Time, join us for our Breakthrough Power Boost. You will appreciate it. And everybody who's listening right now, tell someone who needs that free 30 days. Go now. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.